Cook some Wagyu. We'll start with a beautiful piece of Wagyu. Even the sides have an incredible amount of marbling. I'll season this with some homemade flaky salt and a little regular salt. Heavy bottom skillet. High heat with a little clarified butter. When the oil smokes, steak down. Look at that sear. Remove the oil, then turn your heat to low and add a stick of butter. Add some crushed garlic, rosemary, thyme, and orange peel. Rest your steak with the aromatics on top. We have a hard, crusty exterior with a wet, juicy interior. It's like biting into a stick of butter. Make barbecue chips. Into a bowl of cold water, slice your potato into thin rings with a mandolin. Flush this under the sink until the water runs clear. Now that's some clear water. Lay your potatoes out between 2 towels and let them dry for 5 minutes. Fry at 325 Fahrenheit for about 4 minutes. For our seasoning, a sprinkle of granulated sugar, powdered sugar, smoked paprika, garlic powder, chili powder, onion powder, and a little salt. Whisk it up. I may have just perfected the barbecue chip. The more I cook, the more I'm a true believer that everything homemade is just better. Make Nutella hot chocolate. Oh baby. Combine about 2 cups of milk, a nice big spoonful of Nutella, a pinch of unsweetened cocoa powder, a pinch of sugar, a little salt, vanilla extract, and a splash of heavy cream. Stir this up over medium heat until well combined. Pour your hot chocolate into a blender, then blend at the highest speed. Coat the lid of your mug in Nutella, pour in your hot chocolate, add a homemade marshmallow, and give it a quick torch, then finish with some crushed candy cane. Hot chocolate just doesn't get better than this. Let's make bacon tanghulu. Lay your bacon across a baking sheet. Add a little lemon zest and some lemon pepper. Toss these in the oven at 400 till crispy. This is some foamy, crispy bacon. Add in 2 parts sugar and 1 part water. Bring this to a boil, but don't stir. Just twirl the pan around if you need to. Be gentle. Once you dip a stick into your sugar and then into ice cold water, and it's hard and crunchy, we're ready to dip into the sugar and then right into the ice water. I've never seen such a shiny piece of bacon. We just made bacon way better. Make a Philly cheesesteak. We'll start with a beautiful filet mignon. Slice it into strips. Caramelize your onions, just like this. Toast your buns, nice and toasty. Then add your steak, little salt, little pepper, garlic, and chili powder. Add your provolone cheese, then your caramelized onions. Add a nice scoop to your hoagie. Philly, if it was in fact you that invented this, great job. Sometimes I have no words. Let's make homemade ricotta cheese from a cow. First, I had to get some milk. So I went to a farm and met a cow named Bonnie, and she was the sweetest cow in the whole world. I'll start with 8 cups of Bonnie's milk. Then I'll add 1.5 cups heavy cream and just a nice little pinch of salt. And we'll slowly bring this to 195 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it hits 195, turn off the heat. Immediately squeeze 1.5 lemons into here and give it a nice little stir. Pretty quickly, you should see it start to coagulate. After 5 minutes, pour your mixture over a cheesecloth with a strainer. After about half an hour, we have our curds and our whey. Season it with a bit more salt and maybe just a touch of nutmeg. First I'll add a little piece of my cheese, a nice little drizzle of honey, and a few cacao nibs. I think Bonnie would be proud of what I made with her milk. Let's make Japanese souffle pancakes. Separate out 2 eggs, yolks in one bowl, whites in the other. Add a tablespoon whole milk to your egg yolks, then a little splash of vanilla. Add a 1/4 cup of flour, a teaspoon baking powder, and whisk again. To a mixing bowl, add your egg whites and a pinch of cream of tartar. When it reaches soft peak, slowly add 3 tablespoons of sugar. Slowly incorporate your meringue. Fold it, don't stir it. This means gently coming under and lifting it over itself. Over low heat, pipe on some of the souffle pancakes. Sprinkle a little water and cover with a lid. After 2 or 3 minutes, remove your lid and add more of your batter. Then add more water and cover again. Gently roll it over. Look how jiggly that thing is. These things are so dang fluffy. We'll lay down our pancakes, hit them with a nice drizzle of maple syrup, and then a handful of maple crumble. No need for whipped cream. This is like eating whipped cream. Let's make brown butter eggnog. Separate out 4 egg yolks. Place these in a saucepan. Add in a 1/3 cup sugar, then whisk until creamy. Now add a cup of heavy cream and 2 cups whole milk. Now whisk until the mixture reaches 175 degrees Fahrenheit. Then take it off the heat. In a separate pan, we'll melt down a stick of butter. Once your butter's nice and brown, remove this from the heat. Now whisk up your egg whites, and once they're nice and foamy, fold them into your milk mixture, along with a bit of your brown butter mixture. Try to mainly get those crispy morsels. Finish with a little nutmeg. Strain it, a little more nutmeg, and here it is. Reminds me of the holidays. Let's make chicken and waffles. To brine, cover them in pickle juice and buttermilk. Dry your wings and then toss them in a bowl with a little potato starch, a little chili powder, a bit of orange zest, and a little salt. Fry them up about 8 minutes at 375. That is ultimate crisp. We'll add our waffle mix, dredge our chicken wing, and place it onto our waffle iron. Voila. This is the new gold standard for chicken and waffles. A little maple syrup and some maple crunch. Yeah, that's just pretty absurd. Make sweet potato fries. This has got to be the thickest sweet potato I've ever seen. The fry's almost as long as my knife. Before frying, cook your sweet potato fries for about 10 minutes until lightly tender. Place them in a deep fryer at 375 Fahrenheit. You can't get crispier than this. What's better, sweet potato or regular? Yeah, so what? I dip my fries in mayonnaise. Make pizza. Thank you for 4 million. That's 1% of the US population. That's a lot of people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Flour your cutting board, then place down your dough and shape it however you want. Add your sauce, some mozzarella cheese, and don't forget to paint your crust with butter and add a little everything bagel seasoning. Bake this on a pizza stone until golden brown. Yep, that's right, I did it in the heart again. That's a slice of heaven right there. Let's make chocolate soufflés. Over a double boiler, melt 3/4 cup dark chocolate. In a separate pan over medium heat, melt 1 tablespoon butter and a tablespoon all-purpose flour. Whisk until well combined. Reduce the heat to low and add 4 1/3 tablespoons of cold milk. Once thickened, add this mixture to your chocolate. Add a touch of salt and a pinch of orange zest, along with 1 egg yolk. Combine and set this aside. Separate out 4 egg whites. Add 2 egg whites to your mixing bowl, pinch of cream of tartar, and once the meringue begins to firm up, slowly drizzle in 1 tablespoon of white sugar. Stop whisking once the meringue holds soft peaks. Gently fold half the egg whites, then fold in the rest gently like this. Paint your ramekins with melted butter, then add a few tablespoons sugar and roll it around to get an even coating of sugar. Fill your ramekins, then place them in the oven at 375 for 12 to 15 minutes. This is the best souffle I've ever made, which is perfect because you all deserve the best. Add a dusting of confectioner sugar. That is perfection right there. That's incredible.